Over here in the red, in the upper left, upper right, we have our Terran player. He is
SC4U.
SC4U.
Correction, it does not stand for StarCraft like we guessed.
Yeah, it's his name.
It's his initials. Now, over here to the upper left, our blue Protoss, unique style. Does some very quirky strats.
InCa.
InCa. Let's see if he carves his opponent's heart out on a Zuggurat.
Well, we'll see, Tasteless. I think no, but maybe.
Actually, it might have been just the Aztecs that did that. I'm not entirely sure, now that I think about it.
4th grade not coming back to you as quickly as it should.
That's actually high school history. World history, yeah, I got a world history class.
Huh.
The Incas, the Toltecs, the Aztecs, and the Mayans.
There you go.
There you go. Drop of knowledge.
Very good work, Tasteless.
Now the map is very big and open. That means Marauder, Medevac, Marine, pretty strong. Get some Vikings in there. Protoss has to be careful with the Colossus. It's a fun map.
Well, I do like the TVP on this map. We've seen some really interesting strategies by various Protoss players. Now, what type of style will SC use here? I'm suspecting it's going to be Marine Marauder, but recently mech has been gaining traction over on the Korean server.
It has.
It's getting more and more popular. InCa, will he be aggressive this game? Because I know that you have a little man crush on him from his PvP and some of the amazing cannon rushes and whatnot.
Yeah, I got a sick man crush on this guy.
Yeah. So, could he be aggressive? Could he? He is, of course, the same team as OGS MC, very well known for his 6 warp gate timing after expansion.
Actually, this wouldn't be a bad map to do a 6 warp gate timing on, by the way.
Yeah. Yeah, you could get in there and do some damage with it.
The area at the entrance to the base, not bad.
Yeah, it's kind of compact. It makes your force fields really worthwhile.
I always thought, well, maybe that rush would be best on Zelnaga Caverns, but when I really think about it, it might actually be warp gate rush might be better on maps where the entrance is smaller. For the Terran, you can do more with less force fields.
Yeah.
Maybe I guess you just have to handle it differently, but that's the way I see it.
I see.
Do you see?
I do see.
Do you understand me now, Artosis?
I understand you, Tasteless, very well. Second barracks going up.
This isn't uncommon on this map. Do a little bit of pressure and expand. Make sure Protoss isn't one gateway nexus.
You know, the thing is, force field's not going to be all that useful here. It takes more than one force field to actually wall you in.
Oh, yeah, it's your entrance.
So
yeah,
any early pressure can do a much better job. Now, InCa, as we saw there, and as SC saw, only got 1 gas. So that's going to tell him, oh, okay, most likely you're going for a fast nexus. And in fact, SC is getting 3 barracks, Tasteless. 3 barracks on this pretty wide open map against a 1 gas expansion. I'm almost feeling this for SC, I have to say.
Yeah. Well, I mean, as you said, I mean, force fields, as far as defending, if you're trying to take an expansion, there's not enough area to use one force field to block that off and be safe.
This is going to be pretty scary. Concussive shells are done already. Stim is on the way. Some very well-placed stalkers for now. This is going to be very, very powerful rush. In fact, he's still on 1 warp. He's on 1 gateway and making a robotics. I think InCa.
Ow,
this is not good.
This is basically a math game, guys. I mean, you get 1 gateway, and then you're going to tech to observers. Even
while
if you get an immortal
expanding.
out, yeah, while expanding. And while trying to buy a spoiler on the back of your Ferrari, I mean,
yeah,
you got to manage your money right.
You do. You do.
And accept the fact that spoilers are just ridiculous things.
Keep your car from flipping over in the road, Tasteless.
Yeah, gets you more aerodynamic.
Yeah, there you go.
No, but seriously, I mean, you just can't do all this at once and be like, boy, I sure hope I don't get attacked. Good.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing. He's probably going to try to get an Immortal out pretty quickly, which, of course, will help out a lot against the Marauders, but a lot of Marines are being built. The attack is coming. Even SCV's on the way, as we see right there.
A modest amount of SCVs, too. This is not an all-in.
No. Well, you know, if he were to get stopped, he'd be way behind, but he's going to do so much damage with this. Some more gateways are on the way, but they're very slow by InCa. InCa just kind of playing a very blind game here. Just kind of hoping for the best.
Here we go. Let's see if InCa can hold this. He may have to actually give up the Nexus. but he's not sending the probes out, which is peculiar. Now he is.
Notice no stim yet. Smart move. No reason to stim.
No, not panicking.
Oh, nice snipe there of the SCV.
And the Nexus will fall. Would the Terran just go in? I would. All right.
Yeah. Just go straight on in.
Get the Robo.
He does have stim. And there we go. Stim being used. Probes coming out. Mortal coming down. He's going to want to target fire that on the Marauders. And good use of probes. Excellent use of probes right there. But will it end up being enough? The Marines really taking down that Marauder very, very fast.
A lot of probes being killed off here.
And even though he might kill off all these barracks units, or maybe not, you know, SC, he still has a much better economy than his opponent. InCa in a ton of trouble.
Yeah, InCa losing a lot. And that army basically did what it was supposed to from SC. He's like, all right, he doesn't have a base. I didn't spend 400 minerals wasting my time trying to get an expansion in tech.
Yeah.
So now we're back to even, except that you lost that Nexus.
Yeah.
But as far as the structures they have, you know, 3 gates, 3 barracks.
In fact, right now, our Terran player has more SCVs, 27 against 23 probes. But he's also got the mules. Protoss is supposed to have more probes than Terran has SCVs because of Chrono Boost and because of the mule being so good. So, economically speaking, SC definitely in the lead. Making an expansion even now, as that observer is about to find out.
I don't blame InCa for doing this, but he should have at least hit it. Not made it obvious.
Yeah.
You know what's a good example of this? What Hongun does. Hongun will take his gas, drive you out, and then just not use that gas to expand.
Yeah.
And that will make the Terran not as likely to attack you.
I know. It was definitely a reactive 3 barracks.
Yeah.
He saw, oh, you're still not making a second gas? Okay, I guess I'll attack you then. And in fact, it looks like right now InCa is going to go for a 1-base Colossus timing push.
You think it's going to work? I don't know. I don't think so.
I don't think so, Tasis. Right now, SC playing a very smart game. You know, I don't think he's going to overcommit to an attack. Might go in and attack once or twice, because that is just not a lot of units by InCa. And, you know, the thing is, if you don't have a ton of gateway units with your Colossi, they just become exponentially weaker. So even trading this amount of units for what InCa has in there right now could be a great move.
Yeah.
But InCa, I mean, SC, he's going up to 4 barracks before teching. You know, just really working on getting his units out while we see InCa doesn't have a whole lot going on. So SC's just, he's playing it very, very well from here, very safely.
Well, the Factor's going to finish, and I assume a starport will be the next logical response. In a moment like this, I don't even think you need to get Vikings. You just make a lot of Marines and Marauders.
And some medevacs even.
Yeah, of course.
Because he's just, his army is going to, InCa's army is going to be so underwhelming, Tasteless. As long as you spread well, you're going to be able to crush it. You're just, his production is much, much higher than his InCa's.
Well, right now, InCa definitely behind. Stargate almost done. Reactor, which will be connected to the Stargate, which is being made via the factory, almost done.
Yep. Thermal Lance is going to finish up pretty soon. But if InCa actually attacks with his first Colossus only and no Thermal Lance, not sure exactly how well that will go.
Well, let's see. Thermal Lance almost done. Thermal Lance is pivotal.
Yeah.
How much damage a Colossus can do? It is just 1 Colossus.
You know, SC has so many units right now. The best force fields in the world may not win this for InCa.
Well, he'd have to do so much damage that he killed off his opponent's army, then got into the location with the command center, won that fight, made the command center lift or destroyed it, and then retreat. That's a lot to ask for.
That's quite true.
I mean, that's a lot to ask for. And while doing all that, keeping this 1 Colossus alive.
Next Colossus is on the way. Thermal Lance is done.
And as you can see, he's just doing a few snipes there on the Colossus. It's still just with its shields left, no damage to its HP.
Now, InCa, this is a very powerful army, Tasteless. We're going to have to see, can he do it? Even SCV's coming up.
Well, you know, Terran knows all you have to do is hold up this attack.
Yep.
And he just did there, and that's it, GG.
All right.
Last-ditch effort from InCa to recover did not work.
That's right. So SC and Marine King are the two winners of the first rounds. That means that we are not going to see a TV team. We're going to see InCa have to go up against Marine King, or he's going to be in up and down matches.
Yeah. That is correct. That means our next matchup will be Marine King against InCa.
Yes.
Yes.
And then SC
against
Kyrix.
So a TVP and then a TVZ. I got to say, InCa's good at TVP, but compared to what we've seen from Marine King and what we just saw SC Foyu do, that's going to be tough.
He played so blindly there. He let his opponent get tons of information, didn't try to trick him out at all, and just went with it. So, of course...
You know what he did?
What?
I think what's best to describe it? He treated it as if his opponent wouldn't react.
Yeah.
That is not how you do it at high-level play, not if you're a pro gamer. You don't just say, I got this build. It seems to get me ahead. I'm going to do it. You have to hide information. You have to trick your opponent. You have to play it safe. And I don't think he's really showing us that right now.
No.
He's doing some safe ladder build that'll work on players that are low-level masters, high-level diamond. I mean, anybody who's reactive is going to respond to that and kill you.
Yeah. So, Tasteless, I think we're going to be having a break in a moment here.
Yes.
Before we continue the festivities.
Of the GSL.
That's right.
Yeah.
I love GSL festivities.
I love commentating StarCraft 2.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for joining us, everybody, and spreading the word of esports. StarCraft 2, man. It's taking over. These games have been pretty good today.
Yeah.
I think InCa's in trouble.
InCa's in a lot of trouble, Tasteless.
I mean, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe we'll do a better game, but judging from that game, you cannot play like that in Code S.
No, you can't
cannot do that.
Be like, all right, I'm just going to expand off one gas. That's like a risky build you do in response to other stuff. You can try to trick people. We saw Hungan actually do a good trick with it. InCa. I don't know.
All right, we'll be back in just a little bit. I would taste our toast. This is the GSL. I'll see you guys in a little bit.